Welcome to the Sparks of Hope Shooting for Success Summit. You will discover innovative talks for personal and business expansion with leading experts. Today, be ready to be infused with hope, strength, and confidence, and find powerful direction to lead you on a path of success. Join our 21 world-class speakers and experience inspiration, hope for your future, and an elevation of your desires. Inspired Choices Network, our summit hosts, are excited to have you here.
Hello, everybody. I am so happy to be here. I am Lori McDowell, and I'm going to talk to you about the Reinvention Mindset and how to find success in your soul. So I'm going to start with a couple questions. They're somewhat rhetorical because I'm thinking you're all going to say yes. So who would like more joy in their life? Give me a yes. I'm sure you're all thinking, yes, me. And who would like to have more confidence? Great. I'm sure you're all saying yes, everyone could use more confidence. And who would just like to know that you're in charge of your life, that you're empowered to live the life you desire? I'm guessing that's another yes. I see some bring it's. Great. All right. Well, I think all of that is possible. I believe that we are all able to live the life we desire, that we have everything we need inside of it. And I'm going to talk a little bit about, I'm going to give you some 3 tips to kind of help get you started on that path. It won't be everything, but it'll definitely give you a good head start. So I'm going to start with a little story. This story happened about 40 years ago. I was in college. Today's my birthday, which you may have heard earlier. I turned 61 today. So I was about 20 to 21. I was in college in Philadelphia, and I drove to, I was going home to visit my parents in New Jersey, and I was driving up the New Jersey Turnpike. It was a Friday night. It was raining hard, and I'm driving up, and I'm, young, 20 years old, probably driving faster than I should have been, bobbing my head to the music. I was just north of Newark Airport, and Prince was on. I think it was Little Red Corvette. So I'm sitting there thinking I can't wait to go home. I think my mom made lasagna. I could almost smell it, and I'm singing to my song, and I'm in the left lane, and I hit a puddle. And when I hit that puddle, I'm thinking okay, I know I learned this in driver's ed. Do I step on the gas? Do I step on the brakes? Which way do I turn? I couldn't remember. And suddenly my car started to spin, and it was raining really hard. It's pouring, and I see headlights coming towards me. And at that point, I'm thinking, God, please don't let me die. I don't want to die. And my life is flashing in front of me. And it felt like an hour as I'm watching oncoming traffic. I have no control of the car. It spun around, and I'm back facing forward. And then I'm seeing oncoming traffic again. And I'm just bracing for impact and praying and hoping that it's not that bad. And suddenly I found myself on the right shoulder of the road, facing forward, and I'm looking around am I hurt? Am I dead? What happened? And I was fine. And I'm looking out on the road to see, are there other people up there? Did anybody else crash? No one crashed. Somehow I went across 4 lanes of traffic on a crowded Friday rush hour in the dark, in the pouring rain, and I didn't hit anything, and no one else hit people. And at that point, I just felt like there's a plan for my life. There's some reason that I made it through that. And that was 40 years ago. And I pretty much spent the next 40 years trying to figure out what this plan was. Will I be doing something famous? I'm a chemical engineer. Will I be discovering the cure for some cancer or some environmental thing? And in every job, I kept looking for that big plan. And I had this job, and my plan never really materialized. I never saw what that big plan was. Went to my next job, did really well, but still never saw that plan. But I kept coming back to it, knowing there's something in my life. Had a son. When I had my son, I thought, okay, maybe that's my big plan. Maybe he's going to do something amazing. It never happened. And I kept wondering, okay, when am I going to find that big plan? Well, about a year ago, I finally realized what that big plan was. I have a great life now. I'm a coach. I'm an author. I love my life. But I was working about a little over a year ago for a company. As I said, I'm a chemical engineer. And I had a job and I had a great boss, and then he retired. And the new boss, not so great. Micromanager, we didn't agree values wise. His value was make as much money. My value was let's take care of our customers. I was all about the people and the relationships, and he was about the quick turnover. Figured, okay, I'm almost 60. I have a son in college. I'm going to hang in there. I need the salary. I need the benefits. I'll make it work. One day we had a sales meeting that was about 4 hours away from my house, and I drove to that meeting, got there at 4 in the afternoon, went to check into my hotel, and I was told, your room is canceled. I was like, oh my God, my hotel room is canceled. Can you reinstate it? They reinstated my room, and I went to meet with my boss. We were supposed to have a one-on-one meeting to discuss our CRM. And as I entered the room, my intuition was telling me something's not right. My boss was there, another VP was there, and there was a phone sitting there with somebody on the line. And as I walked in, the person on the phone said, this is Angie in HR. We are terminating you effective today. You will be paid until the end of the day. And my heart stopped. I was like, what? You're paying me till the end of the day? You made me drive 4 hours to fire me? Who does that? And my emotions were a mess. And I was freaking out and I was terrified. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm the breadwinner. I have a son in college. I need my salary. I need my benefits. And I started on that 4 hour drive home. It was now rush hour. It was now getting dark. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I was a mess. And suddenly about halfway home, the voice kicked in my head, said, I don't have to go to work tomorrow. And I was like, I don't have to go to work tomorrow. And I had this instant joy. And that voice kept talking to me. And that voice said to me, Lori, this is your plan. You're free. You can now live the life you desire. Do what you're meant to do. It was a voice inside my head. I didn't know what it meant, but I knew it was real. It was that hope. It was that spark. So I listened to it. I decided, I'm not going to do what society thinks success is anymore. I'm going to listen to that voice, and I'm going to know that whatever this plan for me is, it's here. So that took me to the plan for my life. And what I realized was that plan was to be me, to stop being who everyone else wanted to be, and then to share this with other people, because you all need to be you. Being who you are is truly what the plan for our life is. And when we accept who we are, warts and all, we're free to do those amazing things that we're meant to be. So that's sort of my message for you today, is that you have everything inside of you already to live that plan, to do what it is you're meant to be. And I spent the next year putting together a program and trying to figure out, okay, how can I do this for myself? And then how can I share this with others? And as I said, I'm an engineer, so I did come up with the 3 steps. And it's kind of an equation where I say D, which stands for discovery, times C, which stands for conquer, times B, which stands for breakthrough, leads through an abundant life. And I'm going to take you through some of those, just a few tips on those real quick, and maybe do a couple exercises. So let's start with discovery. What I found in trying to figure out what my plan was and what the life I meant to live is I had to understand what it was I truly wanted. And that was a process of discovery. I had to understand what my whys were. They weren't just what I thought they were. I had to dig deep. And I really had to look at my goals, what success meant to me. And then I had to look at what was holding me back. And looking at what was holding you back is something that's really important. I think we often look at where we want to go, but we don't always look at, what are our obligations? What's holding us back? And that's part of the discovery process. I want to share another story. Everyone's heard of Gloria Estefan, I'm sure. And back when she first started her career, she had a record producer, and the record producer said, look, Gloria, I love your music. I love your sound. You and Emilio, I can make you famous. I can make you millionaires. But you got to you got to sing in English. You got to get rid of all the drums. You got to be more like a pop star. If you do this, I guarantee you, we're going to make millions. We're going to be popular. You're going to be on the top of the charts. And she heard this and she thought about it. And the next day she told him no, because it wouldn't have been her success. It would have been his success if she gave up singing in Spanish, if she gave up the drums. If you accept success on somebody else's term, it's not truly success. And that's where she realized that I have to say no. I have to find success on my terms. And that was really her discovery process. And you can all do a discovery process where you write down, get a piece of paper and write down one corner, what are your goals? What are your whys? And then in the other corner, what does success mean to you? And then on the top, right, what is holding you back? And then on the bottom, who do you owe? What are your obligations? And you look at all that and put it together. And that's really how we move on the path to discover what we want and what success means to us. The next part is called conquer. And conquer is where we look at our mindset and we look at what's holding us back and we face our fears. So I'd like to do a little exercise with you all now. Some of you may have seen this before, but if not, so wherever you are, look around you and look at everything that's blue and make a list in your head of the blue stuff. You've got my shirt here, you've got the blue and the ICN logo, so I'm giving you a head start. But wherever you are, look around, look at things that are blue. Make a list, try to come up with 8 to 10 things that you can see that are blue. I'll give you about 10 seconds to do this in your mind and try to remember those things. Okay, awesome. I hope you all have a list of blue in your head. So now I would like you to close your eyes, no peeking, just trust me. Close your eyes. Okay, great. Now, as your eyes are closed, I would like you to make a list in your head of all the things around you that are yellow. Could be something in the room, something on your computer or your phone, something hanging on the wall. But make that list and see if you can come up with 8 to 10 yellow things. I'll give you a few more seconds to do that. Think about the yellow. All right, I hope you've all got a list of yellow, or maybe you're finding it difficult. Open your eyes, please. And now look around and see yellow. There's probably more yellow around you than you saw. And what that tells us, if you're like most people, it was really easy to think of the blue when your eyes were closed, but you didn't think the yellow was a lot harder. And now that you opened your eyes, you probably see a lot of yellow that you didn't think about. And that has to do with our mindset. Our mindset really controls everything. We find what we look for. So if you're looking for blue, you're going to find blue, but you're not going to find yellow if you're looking for blue. When you look for yellow, you find yellow. When you look for joy, when you look for possibilities, when you look for hope, you find them. They're there. They're all around us, but we need to look for them. Just like when you look for failure, when you look for flaws, when you look for reasons not to do something, you're going to find them too if you're looking for them. So I want you all today to get your mindset looking for what you want. Set your beliefs as high as possible. Look at the opportunities, because if you believe them and you look for them, they're there for the taking. You can conquer what's holding you back. You can face those fears. The other little tip I'm going to give you is in conquer is fears. We all have fears, but fear is really an illusion. Fear is a thought. Fear is all our negative emotions are based on fear, and it is just a thought. Fear is what's holding us back, and it's meant just to be a thought to protect us. It's meant to be something that we face our fear and we look about what to do about it, and it goes away. Instead, we hold on to these fears and we let them paralyze them. So in conquering and getting what you want out of life, you need to conquer those fears. And by doing that, you need to flip them around and look at the other side, because the other side of fear is really success. It's really the positive emotion of love. Love is the only true positive emotion. Everything else is based on love, whether it's self-love, which needs to come first, love of others, familial love, romantic love, agape love. Love is the only true emotion, and fear is just an illusion. So if you can turn that fear around and look at the other side of it, when you overcome the fear, that's where you have the joy, the love, the success. So basically, get your mindset where it's looking for what's positive, it's looking for the possibilities, and overcome those fears, turn them into success, turn them into love, turn them into joy. So that's the discover, then the conquer, and then the last step is breakthrough. And breakthrough is where we really do look at what's holding us back and what we need to do to change our life. And in getting through that breakthrough, it's really about understanding how our brain works, understanding what our negative emotions are, understanding what is holding us back, and how to change that. So in the breakthrough area, I'm going to give you another little tip that you can hopefully use today, and it's about how the brain works. The brain works by, a lot of things are bombarded into it, and through our senses, we get millions of pieces of input, but we can't process them all. We basically take these millions and convert them to like less than 100 about, and that's what we can process. And we do that through the filters in our head, which are things like our memories, our experiences, our mindset, our fears. All of that is how we process our values. But we can clear those filters, and we could pick up and keep the memories we want, and keep the emotions we want, and keep what we're processing. And we can really create our own reality by doing that. So that's kind of something as a thought, as inputs coming into your mind, think about how you can clean that out and change it. And there are ways through coaching you can do this, but just being aware of it as part of it, that what you're getting out is not everything that's put in. Everything that's put in is being basically distilled down to what you're getting out, and you can change that. One of the things you can do is the brain does not recognize positive, negative emotions or negative words. If I say to you, don't think of a purple tree, the first thing that happens is you're all thinking of a purple tree. Think of that purple tree. Once you think of that purple tree, you can put the big X through it and stop thinking of it. But when I say don't think of a purple tree, you think of a purple tree. Your brain doesn't really deal with the don't. It has to do the positive before it can do the negative. This means our self-talk is so important. When you say to yourself, I don't want to be stupid, your brain is not hearing don't, your brain is hearing stupid. When you say to yourself, oh, I don't want to be fat, your brain is hearing fat. So think in your self-talk, positive. I want to be smart. I am intelligent. I am beautiful. I can be inspirational. I am a success. When you give your brain that positive self-talk, your brain is going to get that positive self-talk, and it's going to start seeing positive words. You keep telling yourself 100 times, I am healthy. I am beautiful. I am smart. I am healthy. It's not just the affirmations. You're actually training your brain, getting your mindset to see what you want. And we all have everything we need inside of us. We just need to learn how to let it out. And that's where you get to success. So if you're like me, when I was in that job or the jobs I had, I felt like I was climbing up the cliff of success. I was climbing up, and I was working hard. I was putting all my time in my job. I was sacrificing family. I was giving things up. I was working hard, but I was still focusing on my family because I was Superwoman trying to do everything. And I'm sure a lot of you. And then you get to that top of the cliff. Maybe it's not the top where you really truly want it to be. Maybe it's a little, maybe you're not the CEO, but maybe you're a level, but you're at the top and you're at this cliff and you're looking around and you're asking yourself, what am I doing up here? Why am I here? Is this really where I want to be? What did I think was here in the first place? You've got success on paper. You've got a great job. You've got a great salary. You've got 2.4 kids and a house and a husband or a spouse and two cars. And society looks at you and says you're a success and you're supposed to be grateful and you're supposed to be happy. But inside, you're asking yourself, why am I up here? What's up here? And you're standing on the edge of that cliff that you just worked so hard to get through. And you're looking down and you're looking down and you're seeing this beautiful blue water down there. And you're thinking, wow, I think that's where I really want to be. I want to be down there in that beautiful blue water, not up on this cliff that I worked so hard to get to. And now that I got it, I feel empty inside. Yes, I'm a success on paper, but I'm not a success in my soul. And I'm telling you, you all have what you need to jump off that cliff and to swim in that beautiful blue water. We all do. Me, I got pushed off that cliff. When they fired me from that job, when they paid me till the end of the day and said, you're done, I was terrified. I was standing on that cliff and someone just came up to me and pushed me. And then I got down in that beautiful blue water. It was amazing. It was where I knew I was meant to be. I knew I had more in me than just giving my life and soul to a corporate job. Now, I'm not telling you need to leave corporate. Corporate job may be where you're happy. What I am telling you is you all have the ability, you all have that purpose to jump off that cliff. Just like I had a purpose in my life, I truly believe we all have a purpose to our life. Maybe you didn't get that sign like going across 4 lanes of traffic like I did, but it's there. And my purpose is to share my purpose with everyone else and let you all know that you have a purpose. You have an amazing purpose. You have everything inside to jump off that cliff and get down in that beautiful blue water and be empowered to live the life you want to live. It's a choice. It's your choice. And you can make it. And once you make that choice, you can go through the process of discovering what it is you really want and what's holding you back. And you can go through the process of conquering the things that are holding you back, of conquering your fears, of conquering your mindset and getting your mindset in a positive, of realizing that life is an adventure just full of endless possibilities. I like to say that life is worth living one crazy adventure at a time. And if we don't open our eyes to those possibilities, if we don't jump off that cliff, we might be missing our true purpose, our true calling. So even if you're happy where you are, open yourself to exploring how are you truly success in your soul? Because when you break through and you get that success in your soul, you're living the abundant life. Nothing else matters. Money, it'll come. You don't need to worry about it. It's there. It'll happen. I feel it. I trust it. And joy, you'll have joy in your soul. You'll feel like you're where you're meant to be. And you'll get those connections and you'll get those experiences. And life will just be brighter. It'll be more joyful. So if you're ready to jump off that cliff to find success in your soul, I am happy to guide you through it. I'd love to hear your stories because so many people have shared their amazing stories. And I find joy in those stories and I find hope in that stories. And they said, these are my sparks of hope. And I want you all to shoot for success and find that success deep in your soul because you have everything you need inside of you to do it. And I know it's possible for all of you, just like it was possible for me. So have a fantastic rest of the day. Enjoy the rest of these talks. And I look forward to, meeting you all and having conversations with you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you for joining this motivating talk on the Sparks of Hope Shooting for Success Summit. Inspired Choices Network and our expert speakers are excited to connect with you and learn about your hopes and desires to lead you to greater success. If you would like to learn more about everything Inspired Choices Network offers, including future summits, please email us at info@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.